for. And my colleague Suesha Sawant, who is live with us from Bengaluru, is tracking all the developments and getting us all the voices that matter, as this is something historic that we're going to see tomorrow. Over to you, Suesha.
In fact, Rakshita, I'm being joined with Mr. Pramod Galgali. He's the director of Nehru Planetarium. As a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement, and that is the very reason my first question to you is on the mood of the nation, what you are sensing, because you understand the kind of hard work that has gone into reaching this stage of the mission. But as you see so many crowds, as you see the crowds, you see so many students pouring in large numbers, you see space enthusiasts. How are they looking at this big day?
They are all very much excited, and that India is sending this lander to moon and it's going to land. It is causing lots and lots of excitement among students, and in fact on the day of the launch, many students even expressed that they would like to study science and they would like to become space scientists, or they want to become scientists, and it's actually motivating lots of students to take up science as a career. Yeah.
India is looking to go bigger when it comes to space exploration, when it comes to increased, and more ambitious missions, increased participation of the private sector, also in terms of startup, research, and, in all of these areas. So you think we're really moving in that direction? The youth feels more inspired, and the current government is paving the way for that?
Well, the opening up of the space sector to private, I think it will certainly help, because it will create so much more opportunities for a lot of people to contribute to this endeavor. Yeah.
And I also can't leave the opportunity of having you explain this model to us that is right here, to really understand that if it lands as per plan, then this is how the lander will look, this is how the rover will look, the propulsion module, of course, separated from it on the 17th of August. This is also going on to perform its level of experiments when it comes to observing the Earth's atmosphere and the polarization of light from the clouds. So explain to us the science behind it.
Yeah, this is a surface of the moon which we got created from an artist using the picture taken by Chandrayaan-3. This is actually 120 kilometers by 40 kilometer size landscape, and I must say that these are not to scale, because with this scale these lander and rover will be almost invisible. But this is a representative presentation to public. Okay, so here, as you rightly said, we are having this propulsion module which is going around the moon, and we have lander and the rover there. So probably it will look like this tomorrow evening. Yeah.
And also in terms of a lot of unknown craters that have not been discovered yet, two key upgradations in this spacecraft when it comes to the hazard detection system, the avoidance cameras, in order to be able to detect if there is any barrier, any hindrance. Also in terms of how the craters will be, the cameras are equipped to take very high definition imagery. So how is that also helping with the soft landing in terms of understanding the landing site?
Yeah, actually the high resolution pictures of the landing site has already been taken, and those have been loaded into the computers on board. So these cameras which are there on Vikram lander, they will take the photographs, compare it with the photographs already loaded in the system, and make sure that they are landing at the chosen sites. And the hazard avoidance camera will look it more intimately and see whether there are major gradients, or there are any boulders, or there are any major craters and things like that. And if nothing is like that there, it will softly land there. But if it finds that it is not suitable, then it will move away by about 150 meters around that place, and then land at a place where the surface is flat.
What is the biggest challenge when it comes to making that soft landing on the moon? In the previous mission, it was also about the retardation of the velocity at the right pace. How is that going to work this time? Because ISRO has indicated that it is smooth sailing so far.
Yeah. I mean, it has been smooth sailing so far, and whatever they had told the path it will take, the trajectories it will take, on which day what's going, it has gone on exactly as planned. And as for the challenges that are there, currently the lander is going around the moon at a speed of about 6,000 kilometers per hour. Okay, tomorrow the speed will be reduced, and initially it will come to something like 1,300 kilometers. Then it slows down a bit. During that time, the cameras in the lander will see whether it is there at the right place. Okay, then the smooth fine tuning will happen. From 1,200 to 0 it will come. The lander will be sort of hovering on the surface of the moon for some time, and then it will lower, go down to about 150 meters, then check again for any hazards, then it will land. So all the things have been incorporated. And last time, it had been given a very tight margin, about 500 meters by 500 meters. Whereas this time, they have given a much larger area, 4 kilometers by 2 kilometers. So that's a much larger area, and then, the margin of error has been increased. And also, lots of redundancies have been built into the system. There are altimeters, double altimeters, several cameras, and things like that. Even if one fails, the other will take over.
I can't help but talk about Luna 25 with you for the reason that it had everything going for itself. Not only was it a shorter mission in terms of its duration, but also it had the direct trajectory advantage. It had larger fuel reserves. It had a lighter payload in terms of weighing only 1750 kgs. More budgets obviously induced into it, higher technology, and it also had the thermal capacity to be able to survive in the nights, which would have meant a longer time through which experiments are performed. It still crash landed. Our scientists at ISRO are very, very clear that they want to be careful. They want to make a precise soft landing on the moon. And this is not about racing against time. This is not about competing with anyone. This is about aiming the mission that they are set out for.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you listed several advantages that it had. And I would add one more item to that. They have lots and lots of experience in doing it. Okay. In spite of that, it has happened, which means it only shows the challenges which people are, the space science, sending rockets and landers and all, the kind of challenges engineers and scientists face. Okay. So everybody will try to do their best, and they had certain approach. ISRO has a different approach. Yeah, and I hope that things will work out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Keeping our fingers crossed, I also want to walk with you to that very image to understand that India is attempting to make a soft landing on the South Pole, which has never been achieved. Russia and India were again trying to achieve that. Russia with Luna 25 and India now with Chandrayaan-2 and 3. Please explain to us what are the difficulties and how big a feat it will be if we actually achieve the way we are aiming to.
One obvious thing which I can tell you is, when a body like this is rotating, the speed at which the body is rotating, the surface speed I'm talking about, near the equator it will be high, and near the poles it will be very low. Okay, which means a lander which is trying to land near equator, it is moving at some speed, but the ground is also moving at certain speed. The difference in speed will be less. It is that much easy. Whereas at the South Pole, because the surface is not moving at all, the challenges are that much more higher. That is the basic challenge that they face. In addition to that, the number of craters and the surface features, they are also posing problem.
And I once again want you to reflect on how the youth of our country feel inspired to become scientists. We have a pool of bright minds for the very reason that, ISRO is where it is and India stands where it stands when it comes to space exploration. But, how you see that sentiment in these children to want to be scientists, to want to have a futuristic vision when it comes to, conquering the cosmos.
Well, when they see the scientists talking, when they see that, the rockets being launched, and we also show the people behind that, all of a sudden it occurs to students that, okay, it is within my reach. Okay, I can also do it. All my countrymen are doing, I can also do it. And it motivates them to do that, put so much more effort and then dream about it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for speaking to us. And we take a very short break on that note, where again, as we say, a billion prayers that are really resting to have achieve our mission and make it a success to have a soft landing on the moon at 6 p.m. on the 23rd of August. Slipping into a short commercial break on that note.